Hi, I'm Jim Pavette from Pure Wave Audio. Today we are reviewing the new SPL iron mastering compressor. The SPL iron mastering compressor is SPL's flagship compressor, which features SPL's 120 volt technology and was inspired by vintage compressors of the radio era, like the Fairchild, Collins, and Gates. The idea was to obtain vintage tone at today's technical standards while integrating with modern studios, and all has been achieved with the iron compressor. The 120 volt technology runs twice as high as discrete amps and 4 times as high as semiconductor amps. The sonic performance is very apparent, which can be heard in the dynamic range and headroom, and delivers the finest detail. There is a lot of technical discussion that could go into the iron and how it works, but I will break it down to you in its simplest form. The iron has parallel circuits, and the compressor works as a feedback compressor in the variable bias tube circuit, and has a feed-forward compressor in the opto control circuit. And all that is kind of summed later to get the final results. If you need more accurate description, you could read the Technobabble on SPL's website, which is very informative but outside the scope of this video. The SPL iron has all sorts of features like variable bias tube, parallel dual tube circuit, Lundell mu metal iron transformers, auto bypass, rectifier controls, sidechain, passive EQ settings, and some of these are user controlled to give you maximum amount of choices and sounds when compressing. All the controls are stepped for recall and left and right matching. There are plus and minus 12 dB input and output controls to fit the iron within your audio chain. There are 6 steps on the attack and release controls, 41 steps on the threshold control, 3 tube bias settings, 5 predetermined sidechain EQ settings and 1 external input option, and 6 rectifier choices, which allows the compressor to act and sound differently. The center of the unit has auto bypass with adjustable engage and disengage time and a link control. The link allows the threshold, tube, bias, attack, release, and rectifier parameters, as well as the sidechain EQs, all controllable from the right side of the unit. The passive EQ has 3 options: bypass, airband, which adds 2 dB of lows and highs, and a tape roll-off, which mimics tape machine with high and low cut filters. Now when you're using the iron, it has some built-in limiting which is taking place, and it allows a more silkier high-frequency tone in the music because it's not adding more total harmonic distortion. Then there is 6 rectifier selections that interact with the tubes. It also changes the attack and release times. In other words, your attack and release settings are fast to slow, not exact settings. And when you choose a different rectifier setting, it changes those times. SPL includes a chart that's supplied in the manual that gives you these times. Changing the rectifier settings while keeping the attack and release time similar, I definitely heard a difference in how the compressor sounded or reacted. I could see that you could use the compressor in a standard setting all the time if needed, or you could really change it up to dial in the nuances on the material. Trying the sidechain made a difference in how the compressor reacted by changing which frequencies triggered the compressor, but most of the material I tried, I personally liked it flat. But that does not mean I will not use it in the future. I will always try if needed. Charts are supplied that show the EQ curves being applied to the sidechain. Let's hear some material.
Let's go! Hold tight now! Let's roll! Get up, get back on your feet. Get up, put you back to it. Heave ho. Come on, give it to me. That's right. Come on, get it up. That's time. Hey, hey. Get up, baby, back on the feet.
All in all, the iron is a great sounding piece of gear and does very well in tracking or mastering situations. It is really smooth even when hit hard. I'm using it in a hybrid system where I start in the digital domain, come out to the analog to use the compressor and EQ, and back into the digital domain. In this scenario, I can make changes and hit the render button and it processes through the compressor automatically, which is a very cool feature and I think is worth the extra routing and conversion. The SPL iron comes in black or a red face at a street price of around $5,999. It pairs very well with the PQ Mastering EQ, which you can see in another video. Thanks for joining me at purewaveaudio.com. You can find SPL's products on our website for purchase. Feel free to email or contact us by phone if you have any other questions.